What is it? A kingdom, a heart, broken heart. Once upon a broken heart. Hello and welcome back and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be starting my next series vlog summary recap thing that I said I was going to do this year. And so I'm going to be reading A Legendary, which is the sequel to Caraval. If you have not seen the Caraval vlog that I did, I will have that link down below in the description, so you can check that out first because that is book one. But the series is by Stephanie Garber. So yeah, I'm going to be starting that today. I am in the process of trying to get ready because I'm getting ready to head out to meet up with someone that you guys may or may not know. So yeah, I'll let that be a secret, but we are going to go get brunch and we're going to go to a little cute local independent bookstore and do some book shopping. And yeah, I'm going to be listening to this on audio, so I'm going to be starting it when I'm in the car on my way there, and then I'm obviously going to continue reading it once I'm on my way back home. I do not have a physical copy of this, but yeah, we're gonna get started. I don't know what this book is about. Based on things that Katie has said from I Would Rather Be Reading, I am under the impression that this book is going to be predominantly focused on Tella, which is the main character from book one, her sister, which is going to be really interesting because Donatella is the one that is a little more rebellious, adventurous, a little more of a risk taker, definitely more sexually free. So it'll be interesting to see a story that follows that particular character. I'm already invested in the world and the characters, and so I'm just going to keep, going for the ride. Yeah, we are going to jump right into it, and I will check in with you guys once I've gotten probably at least 25% into the story. I'll check in with you guys and let you know kind of what I'm thinking and what the vibes are so far going into the sequel. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna jump right into this video. And I need to go to work, but I need to film this check-in because if I go to work, I will come back with so many more thoughts because I usually read a lot on the train and stuff to work or during my lunch break and stuff. And I think I'm at the 25% mark. Yeah, I'm on chapter 11 or 12, something like that. So there are a lot of things that have happened. Tella is trying to rescue her mother. I don't exactly know what happened to their mother. I thought their mother was dead, but apparently she just left, she abandoned them or something, and they don't know where she is. It just kind of seems like she's an absentee mom who just kind of took off. And Tella has this card or something that can show you the future or show you a little teeny snippet of the future or something like that. And so she saw an image of her mom in jail or something, so she's trying to rescue her mother. At least I think that's what's happening. And she also has this friend, and I really don't know why she keeps calling this person her friend, but it's whoever kind of helped her set up everything for the first game in book one. This person is who she had been communicating with to try to get her and her sister into the game and get them away from their father ultimately. And so at the end of the first book, she meets with this person at the ball for a second, and they deliver her a message basically saying pay up. But they walk away before she has a chance to see their face, so she still doesn't know who this friend is that she's been talking to. And so now, it's time for her to pay up. They did their part, they helped her escape from, her father, and now she has to repay them. So she decides, I think, that the way to, I guess, get her out of having to pay this friend is by finding out Legend's real name. I don't really understand exactly what the connection is here. I think maybe it just went over my head, but she wants to know what Legend's real name is. And so she goes to Nigel, who I think was the oracle or fortune teller or something in the first book maybe. And Nigel tells her that the way to find out what Legend's real name is for her to participate in Caraval again, and she has to win. And if whoever the winner is, I guess will find out what Legend's real name is, because Legend is going to give them the prize personally this time around. But she was also warned that winning the prize will come at a cost that you'll regret paying, which sounds pretty ominous to me. I don't think that I would proceed with that, but she decides to go ahead and be like, yeah, let's do it. Originally, Tella was hesitant to play the game because the game, I guess, is going to be taking place somewhere where Charlotte's old fiance, the Count Duke guy, whatever he was, I think that guy like lives near the place where the next game is being held or something like that. I think it was Tella maybe was supposed to be the one that had died in the first book because they were trying to convince their father that she was dead so that he would leave them alone. So if they both go to this place and play the game and the Count Duke guy sees them, then he's gonna know that she's not dead, and then he'll report back to their father, and then their father will just come back into their lives. Then Tella finds out that the Count Duke guy that they met in the first game wasn't the real Count Duke guy. I'm gonna find out what his name is. I don't know what his name is. It was actually an actor. So she's like, oh, okay, then we're good. But Julian is like, no, we still don't want Charlotte to know that. It's still dangerous, because if she finds out that the guy that was playing that role, you know, was an actor and it wasn't her real fiance, she might go out and try to find the real guy. So we don't want her to do that. Also, she'll probably be crushed to know that, like, her engagement and stuff like wasn't real. So Tella's like, okay, like, I guess I gotta do this by myself. So in any event, she is on her way to the next Caraval, and she gets separated from her sister in the process, and she gets on this boat or a plane or something, some kind of traveling transportation device, and she is in like the carriage with this guy, this mystery guy. And I'm pretty sure this mystery guy is gonna be pretty important. I don't know exactly what his role is gonna be. I'm wondering if either he's a legend, or I don't know if he's gonna be like the next love interest, because Dante is also still here. So if you remember Dante from the first book, he was like the pretty boy. He was trying to like push up on Charlotte, but Charlotte was more so into Julian, so she kind of like kicked Dante to the curb, didn't really acknowledge his advances. So now Dante is kind of pushing up on Tella. So she gets to the place, she tries to check into her like hotel or whatever, and they say that she's not on the list, so she can't get in. Dante, of course, comes to save the day, and he makes up this lie saying that she is engaged to like the heir of the throne of the place that they're at, and there's a ball happening that night to kind of like welcome everyone and in the start of the new Caraval game. They go to the party, and once she gets there, this time the welcoming girl said something like, everything you see is real, which is kind of the exact opposite of what the last game was, where it was like, just remember it's all a game, and like don't read too much into things, don't get carried away. Tella obviously does not believe her. She still thinks that it's a game and that, you know, not to get too carried away. That is as far as I've gotten. So that is my first check-in, first little summary of the first 25% of the book. I will try to check in with you guys once I've gotten 50% in, and then, you know, see where the story's at and anything that I might learn along the way. I am now 60% in, I think, to this book, and again, a lot has happened. So I made it like a list of stuff on my phone so that I could remember all the things that happened. I am enjoying this. I will say that I think I might be enjoying this more than the first book. I think the reason why I like this one better is because the first book was very like fanciful, so you get caught up in all of like the fantasy, like all of the shifting lights and glitter and transforming trapdoors and like, you know what I mean, like all the magic of it. There is a plot in the first book, but it's like when you really break it down, like I feel like if you took all the magical elements, all the fantastical elements out of the story and just looked at like the plot for what it was, the plot wasn't really that interesting. And I don't know, to me it just was not that entertaining. And I guess now that I am more familiar with the characters, kind of seeing some of these characters come back and playing different parts in this new game, and I feel like the stakes are a little bit higher too. The reason that she needs to find Legend is because her mother disappeared so many years ago, and so she's trying to find her mother, and also she wanted to get away from her dad. So this friend is helping her do both of these things, and as payment, what the friend wants in return is Legend's name. In these stories, people don't just pay with money, people pay with like days of their lives or their memories or their greatest fear or a person's name. Like, it's kind of weird, the currency exchange in this world. Like, imagine if you had to pay with a day of your life every time you bought something on Amazon. A lot of us would be dead. So when she goes to the party, she meets the friend, and it turns out that the friend is the guy that she met in the carriage, the mystery guy whose name is Jax, and who is also apparently the son of the Empress, so he is the heir to the throne basically. Jack is also the Prince of Hearts, which means that he's one of the fates, which I don't fully understand like what a fate is, and maybe that's just the fantasy newbie in me. But yeah, I don't really get what a fate is, but I know they're supposed to be like dangerous and like people should be afraid of them. I don't know why. Because Dante made up this lie saying that she was engaged to the heir to the throne, he's like, okay, you have to keep up with this, with the charade now. You have to keep up with this ruse. So he wants her to fake date him and continue to fake date him. He kissed her, and then like while he was kissing her, he bit her or something like that. And so now she is gonna die, like his kiss is fatal or his bite is fatal or something. And so she thinks that she's gonna die, and so she's hoping that she can win the game, get Legend's name, continue up with this fake dating thing. I think he also asked her, like he doesn't just want Legend's name, he now wants Legend. Like he wants her to bring Legend to him. So she has a lot that she has to deliver. And she's like slowly dying at the same time now because he bit her. We also learn that her mother isn't missing. I mean, she's missing, but the reason why she's missing is because she is trapped in a card. Like there's like this deck of cards, and apparently so are all the fates. The fates were cursed by this witch, and the witch basically took the fates and like put them into like these cards. When the witch put them in the cards, she took like half of their magic when she did that, and so that leftover magic allegedly is what the witch used to turn Legend into Legend and like give him magical abilities. All the fates and stuff are trying to find the deck of cards so that they can keep Legend from getting his hands on them, because if Legend gets his hands on them, the fates are afraid that Legend is going to destroy the cards, and if you destroy the cards, then you destroy the fates. So the idea is that the fates want to bust out of these cards, and they don't want Legend to destroy them, but Legend obviously wants them so that he can destroy them and get all the power from them. So we did recently learn that her mother was apparently a criminal before she met their father and had kids. She was a criminal, like on the run, because she stole the deck of cards that apparently has the fates trapped in it. Now how she got her hands on these cards, I have no idea. And then some kind of way she ended up trapped in the cards herself. But with that said, I'm going to continue sprinting. I'm probably not going to read too much more because like I need to eat, and you guys saw that I put together my little hanging thing or whatever, so I'm going to go set that up, and then before you know it, it'll be time to go to bed. So I definitely won't be finishing this tonight, so you guys will be getting at least one if not two more updates. But that is the update for today. My probably what is going to be the last like update, because I'm so close to the end. I think I have like 30 minutes left of the audiobook, so like I'm very close to being done, but I'm hoping that maybe there's gonna be some kind of like plot twist or something that happens at the end, and so I want to try to film myself reading like listening to the very end of this book. So updates up until this point. I don't remember what happened, but something happened, like Tella like passed out. Dante, the stalker, of course, comes to the rescue, and he like carries her back to her room, and while she's kind of like still out of it, she can hear Dante and Julian talking, and she overhears them basically talking about the fact that they are brothers. And so she already knew that Julian was Legend's brother, so if Julian is Dante's brother, then that means that Dante is Legend, which I don't know if I believe that necessarily, because I feel like that's just way too easy for that to have just been like dropped in our laps like that. I think that if Dante really is Legend, that was a really boring way to reveal that. Like very anticlimactic. She also overheard Dante saying that he basically just needs Tella because she's going to be able to lead him to like the deck of destiny or whatever it's called, like the deck of cards that has like the fates trapped in it. So that was like his main priority for like staying around her and kind of like following her and stuff like that, was because of what she was going to be able to help him with. And if Dante is Legend, it would make sense as to why he wants the deck, because Legend obviously wants the deck because he wants to destroy the deck so that he can get the power from it and keep the power for himself, and then he'll be like super powerful and can like rule the world or whatever. And then Jax wants the deck of cards because he wants to break the curse on the cards and like release the fates, which I guess for some reason is bad. I don't exactly remember like why the fates are bad, but like the fates are bad, so like it would be bad if they got loose. Like obviously the witch put them in this deck of cards for a reason, and so if they got out, it would like change the world. You can't just like let one fate out of one card. Like if you're gonna unleash it, like you're unleashing all of them. And so since her mother is trapped in one of these cards, she obviously is like kind of like Team Jax, because he's gonna help release her mother out of the car so she can like be reunited with her mom. Another thing that we learn along the way is that Tella has this ring, and she's had this ring the whole time, and they've kind of like mentioned it here and there, and I knew something was gonna come of this ring. I just didn't know what it was gonna be. So apparently the ring, I think we knew already that the ring was a key, but we didn't know like what it was a key to or like how to use it. So now we know that the ring key goes to a vault, and there's something sealed away in the vault. We don't know what it is. She basically like sees this vision of her mom saying that in exchange for her storing whatever she stored in this vault, she had to like, you know, give something up, pay for something in some way. And so the payment that she decided to use was her second born child. And she said that she didn't want to use her firstborn. She wanted to use her second born because her second born was like a lot stronger. And then after she said that, Tella like got really upset and walked away, so we didn't get to see the rest of the vision. And so Tella's really mad because she feels like her mom gave up on her and her mom didn't love her. Her mom was like willing to like sell her off or whatever, you know, for this vault. And it's like, oh, you know, why'd you do this to me? And then you abandoned us, blah, 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 blah. So like she's super in her feels about this whole thing, which I don't fully understand. Like she's like really hurt by this, like because she thinks that her mom doesn't love her and her mom doesn't care about her, or that her mom thought that she like wasn't good enough or something, which it doesn't really make sense to me, because I feel like the last thing her mom said was like, oh, like she's so strong. Like, in my opinion, that's a compliment. Tella apparently didn't take it that way, but whatever. We also learned that each time the deck of cards is like used, it weakens the curse on the cards. So that was the reason why her mother wanted to put them in a vault and like seal them away. Tella's been keeping a lot of this stuff a secret for the longest time, and then eventually she does like come forward and tells Dante everything. Tells Dante everything about what's going on with Jax and how she's pretending to date him and how she's been working with him since the very beginning, basically. She like revealed everything to Dante. Also, her and Dante like made out, which is kind of what led to the whole her exposing all the secrets, which is dangerous because Jax told her when they went to the ball in the beginning of this book like not to tell anybody, so she just told everything to Dante. We know that Legend is his most powerful during Caraval, and also maybe Tella is Jax's one true love, because they say that with him being like the Prince of Heart and he has like this kiss of death or whatever, the person that is his one true love will not die from his kiss. I was kind of feeling the whole Tella and Dante thing. I was kind of vibing with that, so I'm not really sure what direction we're gonna go in right now. I don't know if we're gonna continue to pursue the Dante, you know, route, or if we're gonna switch over and try to explore the Jax route. I don't really know. Also, her sister has been acting really weird. I think I might have said this earlier in like a previous update, but her sister's just been acting like kind of sketch. Like there are times where she'll go to her sister's room and her sister won't be there, and she's like, well, where is she at? Like she'll go there like at nighttime, which is the time that you're supposed to play the game, because the game only takes place at night. She'll go there at night because Charlotte says she wasn't playing the game. So it's like, if you're not playing the game, why are you not in your room? Like, where are you at? What are you doing? Tella did win the game. She did get her deck of cards. They told her that the first face you see or whatever after you win the game is going to be Legends, and the first face she saw was Dante, which means that Dante is Legend, which is super, again, anticlimactic. Like, I'm really hoping that there's like a plot twist or something that happens at the end of this book, because if Dante has been Legend all along, that is so like not fun, because of the amount of times that Tella has said it in the book. Like throughout this book, so many times she's been like, is Dante Legend? If he is Legend, then this. I hope he's not Legend. I'm wondering if he's Legend. Like, I'm just like, okay, so if he really is Legend, then you really spoiled it for us like so many chapters ago. It's not even like an exciting like reveal at this point. The way to get a fate out of the cards is you either have to break the curse and let all of them out, or you can switch places. Like, you have to get like a human to switch places with someone that's in there. So like she could switch places with her mom so that her mom can get out, which is what she decides to do, which is even more confusing because literally a couple of chapters ago she was so angry at her mom and was like so hurt and crushed because she felt like her mom didn't love her. So the fact that you would then sacrifice yourself to go be trapped in a car so that your mother could be out. Like, the whole thing was that you wanted to find your mother because you wanted to talk to her and like get to know her, learn about her, figure out why she left you, stuff like that. But you're not going to be able to do that if you switch places with her and now you're trapped in the car. That still doesn't help. So I have no idea why she sacrificed herself to go in this card. On top of that, Legend / Dante decides that he is going to risk it all, and he basically broke all the fates out. Once Donatella switched places with her mom, he was like, no, like, I don't want you to be in there. So he broke all the fates out. Instead of taking the power for himself like he wanted to, he let them all out. So he basically did exactly what Jax was gonna do, because Tella was trapped in the cards, which again doesn't make sense, because I know that there's like a romance budding between them, but it really wasn't that deep. Like, y'all spent all of like 5 days together. Like, relax, okay? This ending needs to do something spectacular, because right now I'm just like, all these characters are dumb. Don't get me wrong, I'm having a good time, I'm very invested in the story, but I am very irritated with these characters. So I'm going to finish this hopefully on camera, and you guys will get to see my reactions, and we'll see how.
I'll be waiting. Legend.
What a ripoff. Here's the thing. Did I enjoy this book? Yes. Am I disappointed with the ending? Also yes. I just think that the fact that Dante was legend should have been like a bigger deal, versus the author basically telling us the entire time, like, Dante's legend, Dante's legend. In case you didn't know, Dante's legend. Also, FYI, Dante's legend. In case you weren't aware, Dante's legend. There's many hints, not even hints, there's many obvious, like, statements, proclamations. Could have landed a plane with the size of the proclamations that were made in this book, basically telling you that Dante was legend. I think I was having a really good time up until you find out that Dante's legend, because at that point I was just like, oh, he is, like, he actually is. Like, I knew that you said that he was like 60 times, but I was hoping that there was gonna be a plot twist, and then there wasn't. Charlotte has been communicating with him. That's what Charlotte was doing while she was being all sketchy, was because she was working with Jax, because Jax was helping her find the real Count Nicholas. So she's been kind of communicating with him, or at least allegedly she's been communicating with him. Legend just took over as like the new emperor. So again, that was kind of anticlimactic, because I definitely saw that coming. One thing I will say about this book is that this book is not very good at like plot twists. Like, if you're looking for like plot twists or things that you didn't see coming, this is not the book for that. I'm glad though that I can say that I finished this book, because that is 2 out of the 3 books of this trilogy, and then once I finish this trilogy, I can then move on to the trilogy that I actually want to read, which is what is it? A Kingdom, a Heart, Broken Heart, Once Upon a Broken Heart. What would I rate this book? I kind of want to give this book 4.25 stars, but I don't feel like this book was as good as the first one. I mean, I feel like this book was better than the first one, so I kind of maybe want to bump Caraval down to a 4, so I could give this book a 4.25. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Overall, it wasn't terrible. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I had a good time reading it. It definitely kept me like very interested, like wanting to keep picking the book up and reading. That is the end of this video. That is the end of this vlog. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of this book, what you rated it, what some of your thoughts were along the way, how you felt about the characters. As always, my links and socials are down below in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.